So we have a child's behavior. Somebody give me a behavior that's irritating. Whining. Okay, let's go with whining. So the child is whining. If we can have a loving response from the parent. Now that's hard. Okay, so we have, anybody like to be a whining child for a minute? Anybody do it really well?
Aren't we all?
For me.
Mom, I want you to do this and I want it now.
Oh.
You never pay any attention to me.
Well, that must feel
You're a
really
little sulk,
bad.
too.
Oh, yeah. That must feel really bad to feel like nobody's paying attention to you.
You just don't care.
Feel like I don't care.
Bad things happen to me and you just go be on the phone and take care of your friends and don't pay any attention to me.
Yeah, it feels like I pay more attention to my friends, huh?
Well, you do.
You're probably right.
I don't like you.
Yeah. Sometimes I didn't like my mom either. That's hard. So I didn't buy into what she was doing. I didn't buy into it. She was having her feelings. I let her have her feelings. And look, she's done. She's got nothing else to whine about. It's not quite that simple sometimes at home, but you know, it works beautifully in role plays. So because I was able to not take what she was saying personally, because I was able to listen to her and realize that whatever she was saying probably had some degree of validity to it. Yeah, you know what, I have been talking on the phone a lot. That's hard. That really is hard when you need someone's attention and they're not paying attention to you. I know how that feels. And so I was able to connect with that. I know how that feels. And then we were able to have a little bit of connection, and then she was able to regulate. So then the same thing can happen over and over and over again. So here's a negative feedback loop. So we have a child behavior. Okay, so now we have our whining child. I probably don't need to go over this one. You probably have this one down pretty well, but we can go over it anyway. So let's go with whining. So our child is whining again. And this time the parent is going to react. And we're buying back into our old templates there. And what happens when we react to our child? Child reacts back. Sometimes they'll shut down at this point. So sometimes it's escalating, sometimes it's shutting down. Whatever happens though, I can guarantee it's going to stress the parent more. Whether it's a hypo reaction or a hyper reaction, because it's going to be what you do. Probably. And then the child acts out again, because again the need wasn't met, and then the parent reacts. Anybody been on that circle? Round and round and round we go. It's not fun. It's really not fun. I know I was caught in these negative feedback loops for a long time. So the positive one, again, same idea, except the parent is going to respond this time, just like we role played. The child will calm. The parent's regulated. Child has another behavior, whether it's an acting out behavior, it should eventually get the child's behavior to calm down though. So how do you switch from a negative feedback loop to a positive feedback loop? That was the question I probably would have paid $1 million for the answer to when I was in the midst of it. Seriously, how do you do it? So we're back over here. Oops. We're back over here, and we have our child's behavior. Parent reacts. Right in here is our intervention point. That's the point that we can make it different. I've got the PBA right here. That is pause before acting. When our children are reactive, when they just fly off the handle, or when we fly off the handle, there's no pause that happens. And what children need to learn to do, and sometimes what we as parents need to learn to do, is to pause before we act. It's really hard. It's really hard, especially if you've been going around and around and around on the merry-go-round, to pause. But sometimes you may be able to add in a little pause. Even if it's only 2 or 3 seconds, you are starting to change your neural pathways. You are starting to make it different. So, just a little bit at a time, and then you can pause a little bit longer. That's what we want our kids to do.